picking up where we left off the last stream in drawing this picture. Last time we left off, we were drawing an image that was the bottom of this picture here. And we got a lot of work done, but we just kind of have to worry about the details at this point. So we're going to be doing some detail work and just making everything look nice and beautiful. Okay. Where to start though? Probably, you know what? I like to start with the grass because it's easy to do and not too complicated. It's the rocks that I'll get to. Those will get a little bit more complicated, but that's okay. Okay. So I just like to draw in a few lines here and there. It's just to kind of blend things together a little bit. It makes it look a little bit nicer, I guess, or not as like rough edges. It can get a little tedious over time, but it really does make things look better. And for me, it's kind of relaxing. And that's kind of what this stream is about, just to be a relaxing place for people to go and enjoy themselves. Let's see here. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll put some in the outer grass as well, I think. I did try to add some music to the stream, so if you're in chat, let me know if you can hear anything or if I need to turn up the music or turn down the vocals or anything. All right, that looks pretty good. And then what I like to do after I do the outlines of the greener lines is go on the inside and put some darker grass lines, kind of to round things out a little bit. That way it looks like it's blending in slowly. I also tried to add a chat feature which would show up on the screen. So I don't know if anybody has said anything yet, but I'm not noticing it. So if I'm missing the chat, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's because I don't see it. But hopefully I'll see it soon. All right, looking good. Add another couple green lines in the inside just to make it mix better, I guess. There we go. And then when we zoom out, hopefully it'll look a little bit nicer. It looks okay. I think I might add a few more things to it as well. But for now, I think that's pretty good. And I want to add some into the mud area too. I might need to redo that line because it's not centered properly. So let's zoom in and we'll back up probably all the way. I don't remember exactly when I drew that line. Okay, somewhere around here. Yeah, so we'll just redraw that line to be more in line with how it actually looks. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect because that's what we're able to fix when we go back into it later. All right, that'll be better. It looks nicer. And we'll add in our green lines just to make it blend a little better. If you're in chat, verify if you can hear any music or not, because I tried to add a little bit of music to make it even more relaxing, I guess. Let's see. I'll probably want to make like little mud blotches on the bottom too, so it's not just like a straight line, because you're not going to find a straight line like that in nature. Might have to zoom in just a little bit more for this part too. All right, let me check something. Okay, that looks good. I could probably add some of these over here too if I really wanted to, just to give it a little breathing room. I find that you don't want it to be completely green for too much because it just gets to, it looks just like unfinished almost. So adding just a little bit of detail here and there, even if it's just like these dithered lines, make it look ever so slightly better. I mean, really, the eye just really fills in the blanks on these old pixel art screens. All right, let's see. I need to go back and do a little bit more green inside the brown too. My hand is really cold. Might need to get some gloves for this. I mean, it's getting close to springtime, so hopefully that'll fix that issue. All right. A couple lines in here. There we go. Very nice. All right. Okay, let's add in some darker shadowy lines. Get our black and green dither. And I'll probably add some just dark straight black lines on this part too. Kind of like the bush has on the bottom here. But this will give the shadows a little bit more flexibility. Again, the eye will just kind of fill in the blanks and make it look right. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I think I want it to be a little darker over here just to suggest that there's more shadowy area over here. Yeah, this is definitely like a kind of tedious part of the job, is just adding these lines, but they really do a lot for the piece. So if you look back, it's already looking much more just detailed just from those very simple lines. All right, I wonder what I should do here where the rock is up against the mud, because I feel like I don't want it to be, maybe I should do a brown and black dither, but it's still grass, so it's hard to tell. Maybe, not sure. We'll come back to that after we zoom out and see if it looks right. Well, welcome to everybody who is coming out to see the artwork. Hope everybody's having a great Friday night. Looking forward to the weekend. I tried to add some music to the background, so if you can hear it, let me know, and if you can't hear it, also let me know, so I can fix any of the settings. Okay, looks decent. Let's get our dark black lines. Add a little bit more shadow to these, underneath these rocks, I think. Okay, that looks good. And definitely under this tree, I think I want to have some black lines to just simulate a bit more darkness than it has. And I don't want it to be completely black, because I feel like that wouldn't quite look right, so I'm going to leave some of the dithered black and green as well. And this will try, hopefully it'll give it a nice little texture to it. So we'll see if that works or not. And if it doesn't, the good thing is, if this is vector art, I can just go back and erase them. You know what? I can kind of hear the music in my headphones. So I guess there's music playing. It's just very light. I might have to turn it up a little bit. That looks okay. I might have to... I'm not sure where the tree meets the grass doesn't quite work for me. I wonder if the shadow on the bottom of the tree shouldn't be there, maybe. We'll get around to that after I add some details to the tree, I think. And I need to do a lot of detail work on the bushes too. But we'll start with the trees. So we'll get black and brown. There it is. And we'll do a very similar thing as we were doing with the grass, just kind of adding lines, and it'll simulate the look of bark. It's harder to do on the curves of the tree, I find, but we'll do our best. Just because dithering is hard to do on curves. Alright, looks okay. I think I'll need to have like a shadowy area down here for this tree too, like this whole area might be wanting to be filled in with a darker color too. So we'll give that a shot. We'll have to go back into the painting before we colored it in with brown. That's good enough for now. Let's do this tree. And the good thing with this, like natural things like this, is there's very little precision work. If you're doing like man-made objects, like houses and stuff, you have to be really precise about angles. But trees and nature is nice, because you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff as much. Okay, that looks good, like that. Just simulating some blocky parts in the tree. And let's see. The bigger the tree is, I think the harder it is to make it look quite right. Like this one over here on the left somehow doesn't feel quite right too. But you know, we'll go back in, and that's part of the artwork, is figuring out what's working, what's not, and then adjusting. It might be good to look at some classic Sierra artwork too, to see how they managed some of these things. See, with these bigger ones, it feels like I need like bigger gaps between the lines, but whenever I try and do that, it looks almost too big. So we'll keep trying. Alright, that doesn't look too terrible. Yeah, I've tried a lot of different methods with trees, and this is the one that kind of works best for me. So, all right, then we'll add in some highlight colors with the pink and brown. Basically doing the same thing, simulating the bark. I think that line needs to be slightly different. Okay. Maybe, yeah, I definitely have a hard time with the curved lines for this. Okay, just a hint of one at the top. Alright, there we go. The farther away the tree is, I feel like the easier it is to make these lines look right. Okay, looks good already. Doesn't take much. I wonder if I could experiment putting some over on the sides too, on the other side. I mean, that doesn't look bad. So just leave that there for a minute. We'll come back to it and see our thoughts on it. Yeah, looks good. It's these foreground trees that are really giving me the trouble. Alright, that looks good. I think the bottom is fine the way it is. Yeah, these lines on this one are too straight. Doesn't feel right. I have to go back and redo those. Alright. We'll delete 4. 1, 2, 3. We'll delete 3. Alright, let's zoom back in and try again. Alright, tree. You don't like me, and I don't like you, but we're going to make you look good anyway. Alright, that looks good. I like that. I like the way that one feels. I think I'll add some like dark black lines in this one too, to give it some harder edges, I think. Let's put the highlights back in. That looks better. It's still not great. So I think the next thing we want to do is do the solid brown and go into the darker side. So, because again, it's a little bit too, like it just stops and it starts. It doesn't look right. But adding just a few of these little highlights will make it look natural. That's good, except for that last one. Alright, here we go. Ah, yes, very nice. On to the left side. Maybe about right there. That looks good. Alright. That last one didn't work quite right. A lot of trial and error, but you know, I think that's just part of doing artwork in general, is trying things, taking a step back, looking at it, evaluating, and trying again. Not everything works. Things aren't going to work the first time every time. That looks better. I think that line is still a little too straight, but I'm going to let it sit there and see if it grows on me at all. Because sometimes your first intuition isn't right. Sometimes you have to sit with things, see how they feel in a minute. Okay, I kind of like that. That looks good. Did I already do one on this side? Maybe I don't remember. Maybe here. Yeah, that looks good. I like that one. Okay. Alright, how do those trees look? They almost, the ones in the back almost look a little too much. But maybe that's because the ones in the foreground don't have as much going on. Oh, I'm going to get out the dark black line and give them some really rough edges. I'm going to keep it zoomed out for that because I want to see what it looks like on the full image. So let's find an angle that looks good here. That looks good. That's too straight. That kind of looks good. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, that looks decent. I'm gonna get one down here too. It feels like it kind of wants one down here. Okay, that looks decent. I kind of like the way that looks. I think I need some darker black down here as well, but I might have to just redo that whole thing. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I put the black lines in here, but I forgot to put them in on the highlight side, so I'll do that before I forget about it, because that will play a big part in it. Okay, that's looking nice. Feels like on these ones in the background it doesn't need it as much because it's already kind of there. But we'll just add small ones here and there just to give it a little character to it. And I'll also have to change these black lines on the highlight side to this pink color, so it doesn't look so strange with that dark black line against the light, like I did on this one. Yeah, that one already looks pretty good, pretty normal. Okay. Kind of want to do this more zoomed out to get a bigger picture of it. This one, I'm not finding a good angle for these. Alright, that's good. And that one kind of follows the same pattern as the others, but... It works though, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. Alright, add some more of these dark lines. I kind of like it up against that brown line too. Kind of looks good. Okay. Looks good. All right. Maybe another one over here. That's good. I should, well, I don't know if I like it on the solid brown part, but let me give it some curves to it. Yeah, I think if I do that, I'll have to, like, there's probably a way you could make that work, but it's not working with this style of tree that I'm designing. So let's get rid of those for now. Put a couple in this back tree. All right. This one on the right is still not looking right. I'm gonna come back to it. I think if I do some work on some other stuff, come back to it, I might get a better visual on it. I mean, it is really big. It feels like it needs just more going on in its picture there. I think I had another one that was very large. Let me take a look. That one is, but it also has like these curves in it. So let me see. I think there was a big like tree that you could climb under. It had a really big trunk. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So what did I do with this one? Basically the same thing, except without the without as much of the dark black lines. And this one looks fine. Let's see. Yeah, something about this one is maybe it's really the bottom part throwing me off. Well, we'll just keep carrying on. I think we'll start on the bushes now. So for that, we're going to need our black and other color, whatever color it is. Yeah, this will be good. All right. All right, let's add some of these in just to kind of simulate little bush branches. I don't know what you call those. Bushels. Okay. Doesn't need a lot. I feel like in the past I put a lot of effort into putting a lot of lines in these. It's one of those things where simplicity is often better. More is less kind of thing. Less is more. Yeah, let's just keep going. We'll come back to it if it looks wrong. That's what I always say. And then I say, you know what, it looks fine. And then I never do work on it again. It's a little artist hack I developed where you don't actually have to do any extra work. Okay. I highly recommend it, by the way. I guess artists call it what? Finished, not perfect. That is kind of my motto. I feel like every single piece of artwork I've ever made has always had like this one thing about it that I don't like. And I don't care. Which is good. I mean, I think being a perfectionist can lead people crazy. And that's not a problem I have. I just get slightly irritated. I'd rather be slightly irritated with imperfect work than constantly worried about trying to make things perfect. This doesn't look right. I think the way the bumps are, maybe I meant to redraw that one. But you know what? I think we'll try and make it work just the way it is. Oh, this is a bush back here, isn't it? You're hiding from me. One thing I've been doing is kind of making all my bushes with the same color scheme. And I wonder if part of me wants to change that. And the other part of me likes it because then the player knows, oh, well, I've seen these types of bushes a million times. I know I don't have to worry about anything unusual with them, right? Can't interact with them. They're just kind of scenery. And I feel like if I start making different color bushes, the player might be a little, confused by some of that. So we'll see. All right, that one looks like a bush. So I count that as a victory. Alrighty. Maybe one time I should have just like a squirrel jump out of a bush. Just to make sure the player's on their toes every time they walk by a bush. Oh, is it going to happen again? No, I think that'd probably be pretty rude to do. You should probably let the player have a feeling of consistency most of the time. All right, these bushes are looking pretty good. All right, I love the ones in the background. The things in the background always take so much less detail work. And not being a detail-oriented kind of person, that makes me very happy. All right. Lovely. Let's see, am I missing? I'm missing this one up here. There's one over here that's hiding, trying to not get colored. This one almost looks too like a straight line. So maybe I'll just color over and make it have some, I don't know, like not rough edges, but like little bubble outs. All right, this one back here. Just simple lines, nothing complicated going on. Perfect. Ship it. Alright, that one looks good. I mean, I could put some more lines in the grass if I wanted to. Feels like it could work. Here we go, yeah. I like this line. Just have some random lines when I'm trying to color bushes. Alright, that looks good. Okay, now what? Highlights or more shadows? Let's go with shadows first. We'll get a straight black. And like the bottom of this is completely straight, so I don't think that's going to work. So I'll add just some lines like that, just to give it a little character. Makes it look less like a shape, like a two-dimensional shape. All right, let's see. Should I have the black line looks better over the dither, it looks like it's casting a little shadow underneath. This is going to make it look less like a two-dimensional shape, I think. Yeah, I like that. I like this little pixel here, but for now it's okay. Alright, I don't want to do too much solid black because it can look a little bit much. So you have to be pretty judicious with it. But I think that looks decent. From a distance, it's still got, that straight line is still not quite right, but it's definitely looking more bushy than it did before. Although, it's still not, this part isn't working for me. And it's not just that one pixel. So my solution is just add a whole bunch of black lines. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, it's not like the player's going to notice it. It's not like it's right in front of their face. So, all right, next. This one doesn't really need a lot, so I'm just going to add just a couple small lines. This looks maybe one up here too. Maybe not. I don't know. Did I just ruin it? Let's back up and look. What do I like better, with or without? That's actually tough. I'm going to go without for now. This one though. This one could use some nice dark silhouette black lines to really make it stick out from the one in front of it. Plus up against this tree, getting some shadows cast. Okay. Up or down? How about both? Okay. Well, it didn't show. Somebody said something in the chat and it didn't show up on my screen, so that's something's broken here. Check my settings. Well, it was supposed to show up anyway. Well, hello, the Feldman. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry I didn't notice your comment. It's supposed to show up on my screen, but I didn't see it. I wonder if that'll... I'm not sure. That should do it. Let me type in the chat to see if I can actually see it. Alright, so that should show up on my screen if I did anything right. Yeah, I'm not seeing it though. All this new technology. Well, that's too bad. I think I'll have to readjust my screen in order to see comments. That's not good. I guess alternately I could set my phone up right next to it. It's like the worst. Oh, well, let's just keep painting. All right, what's next? More black lines, of course. There we go. That's good. Maybe a little bit too much, but that's okay. We'll put some in the grass too. Give it that illusion of like depth, 3D-ness. Maybe some dark black lines underneath this tree too. You know, I'm supposed to be working on these bushes, but I keep getting sidetracked by other stuff that I notice. Okay, that looks good. All right, stay away from the rocks. Just work on the bushes. All right, this bush over here, I think I forgot to do. If you're in the chat, let me know if you can hear the music. I tried to add a little bit of music to the background this time, but I don't know if I can hear it. Okay. Right, let's zoom out and take a look at this bush. Yep, looks like a bush. Very good. Let's go to the highlights. Let's see, I don't think I have my highlight color set up yet, so let's see. It will have to be... Well, let's try it like this. Green on bottom. And I don't know if that's where it should be or not. So we'll find out. So this should be green. Okay, I have to switch the colors. And when I'm doing this, I just kind of color over the black lines on top. But not all of them. I just want to give it a sense of shading. Something like that. Let's back up. One thing with this that it does happen is it oftentimes makes it look like a two-dimensional shape. So I think I have to come up with a slightly more advanced thing where it can come into the bush as well. So I've been tinkering with adding little bits and pieces inside that kind of connect some of the shadows together. That way it doesn't look so flat. But let's just do the top parts first, and then we'll go back to the bottom parts. Okay. There seems to be a double wide black pixel there, and I'm guessing it's from the tree, but I don't know how it got there. Just leave it for now. Okay. And then sometimes I do the ones in the backgrounds, and sometimes I don't, because I don't want them to stick out so much. But let's just do the ones in the front first. So I have like the light source that's kind of like hitting the trees on either side. So this plant in the middle, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's going to hit it on the right. We'll see how it looks. Okay. And maybe just a little bit over on this side. I hope everybody's having a nice, relaxing Friday into the weekend. Okay. Looks a little 2D-ish, so I think I want to add a couple. This maybe, and then one over here. Maybe right over here. Just to give it some bounciness in the middle, so it doesn't look like it's a 2D shape. Yeah, it looks fine. This one here will probably have to follow the same trajectory as the one right beneath of it. Okay. Okay. And I don't want to do the one in the shadow part because it's in the shadows. That one doesn't look right. Let me fix that. There we go. Well, yeah, that looks good. I will keep that. I think it should be maybe a little higher up here. Yeah, that looks better. And maybe one right up here, connected to this shadow blob part. All right. Another bush down. All right. They look bushy. This one in the front still looks very two-dimensional to me, so I'm going to have to do some makeup work on that guy. He's looking quite bad. Yeah, that's okay. Let's just keep going. We'll fix the ones that are broken later. This one's going to give me some interesting trouble because it's the way it's laying here is it's like the whole thing's going to be highlighted. It's going to look a little awkward. We'll just try it and see how it looks. If it looks bad, we'll come back to it. Alright, what do you think of this? What do you think? Take a step back. Looks like a bush with some highlights. Looks like I did forget to do the shadows in it though, so I'm going to go all the way back. To right about here, yeah. Alright. Some shadow pieces. Being on an angle makes it a little harder, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We're like pretty smart people, you know? Okay. Things don't have to look perfect. They just have to look good enough. Alright, that looks good enough. Got some highlights on it now. We'll add a couple more highlight spots to make it stick out a little bit. And voila, beautiful. All right, what's next on the agenda? Maybe this push over here. He thought he could get away? He thought he could hide from me? But you have to have your highlights too. There you go. How do you feel? See, I like these little highlights, but connecting those two doesn't feel right, because this like feels like a little bushy area here, and then this is down here, and they shouldn't be connected like that. So maybe let's see. It's more like almost like this, but that doesn't look good either. Or maybe like that, where this part's getting a little highlight. That one over here for good measure. And of course, right there. Yes. And maybe even a little one there. Can we, dare we dream to put one here? Just a little dot? I don't know. One dot is usually a weird looking pixel, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And that one down below, all by itself, doesn't look quite right either. And it's like directly below the one above it. So it feels very not spontaneous. And for nature, I feel like it should be a little more spontaneous. But we have this big black line here, so that's why I kind of want one here. You know, just a big. It doesn't work. All right. All right, the piece is looking quite beautiful. Kind of dreading doing the rocks. I mean, there's a lot of the rock parts already done. The mud needs to be done. And what else? I need to do a little bit more with the grass. So I think I'm going to save it and redraw the line for the mud to give it just some, I don't know, like mud blobules. Pretty sure that's a word. Oh, I guess the mud was like the very first thing I drew, so. All right, there's our line. Now let's add some blobules. Okay. Yes, this is looking disgustingly muddy. Beautiful. Don't mess up now. I wonder if I should go I think I might be going too far outside the line, but hopefully not. Okay, muddy. And beautiful. All right, let's delete those lines. Add those in. And we need to close off any gaps. So looks like we have all the gaps accounted for. Hopefully that doesn't mess up any of the other lines. So okay. So this rock shape is not. It's into my mud, and I don't want it in my mud. So we'll just redraw it piece by piece. I'll try and keep it pretty much the same since I've already colored it. All right, and I'll even close it off. All right, delete the big one, put in the rest. And hopefully that doesn't mess up the artwork too bad. Okay. Just fast forward all the way. Oh yeah, so it definitely did mess with the coloring. At some point, somewhere along the line, things went wrong. Okay. So I drew this line today, and I don't know why I drew it so straight, because clearly straight lines are not natural. So this should be more wavy. And I don't know what I was thinking that I didn't make it like that in the first time. I guess we'll make it almost spiky, because we can just blend that in later with coloring lines. Okay. And let's see. I need to close that off right there. I'm still getting a... Okay, I see it. Okay, it's better. If you're in chat, can you tell me if there's significant lag between my words and the artwork? Because I feel like I'm describing things that aren't happening in the live picture, and that wouldn't be good for good viewing pleasure. Okay, so that's where that went wrong. All right. Now we go all the way to the end, and that looks pretty reasonable. And then we'll just draw in some physical blood globules on the bottom. This part didn't get colored in somehow, so we'll fix that up. Yeah, I would hate to have the whole stream be just kind of nullified by the words and the artwork not happening at the same time. That would just be unfortunate. All right, dark green and light gray. This will give us another color to add a little depth to the grass, just to have little lines that can just simulate imperfections in the grass, or like different lengths of grass. Just makes it feel different than a solid green line. All right, how are we looking? I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. I might need to take a break in a little bit though, but we'll keep going for just a little bit longer. We'll definitely finish this piece, and we'll probably start another one. I've already drawn out the basic outlines for another one I want to draw, which is basically right here, if you can see it. And it's just we needed a very basic room in which you could walk south and north, and then everything on the right side is cut off, and everything on the left side is cut off. This big square in the middle is, I had an idea of having like some, I don't know what you'd call it, like an ancient walkway that's been covered over with grass. The problem with that is I wouldn't be able to use the same picture in different areas, but it wouldn't be too hard to just redraw this and then cover over it. So, and then you can of course flip the image horizontally, and it will make it almost appear as a separate picture. I know they did that a lot in Quest for Glory 1. Probably cut down on a lot of artwork. Oops, close that. And let's see. I think we want some more solid green lines in the grass. It still needs a little... It's not blended quite enough. looking slightly better. There we go. Okay. Lovely. Or maybe not. It always changes once you zoom out and look at it a little bit. So we're going to do that in 1 second. I'm just going to add a couple more lines here. All right. Yeah, I mean, that looks fine. Almost looks really good. I think it just needs a little bit more work on the right side here. It's still a little too, like you can see, like there's almost a straight line right here. Right on the bottom. The bottom right. So we'll add a couple more dithered lines to try and bring that out a little bit. Okay. Maybe just a couple in the grass. Some really tiny ones. Don't suggest too much. Oops. All right. Better. All right. Next up is something. What else? Let's do some rock work. Let's get out the dithered bright colors. See if I can ruin this side over here with some lines. Like that, just connecting those lines to these. I mean, looks good, looks fine. It's not winning any like art awards or anything, but it's good enough. I do like the dithered maroon and blue. I think those often look good on the light gray colors. So let's give them an illusion of like some texture. This one's probably also can simulate like cracks. All right, there we go. Yep, I like that. I think that looks okay. Maybe darken this up. That doesn't look like I want. Like this. Yeah, that looks better. All right, where else can we just put some lines? This one's got a lot of lines already. Okay. I don't know if that needed to be there. Let's zoom out. I mean, the rocks look pretty decent already. I don't know that I don't think I have to do a whole lot more to them. I say that as I continue working on them. All right. Anything in the back? I feel like maybe highlighting the edges of some of these instead of having a black line, having them a color would be okay. I think... I don't know. I think I'll take a break, and then maybe we'll come back later. Alright, for this one, I think we need to do a little bit more highlights, specifically on this bush over here, which somehow I missed. So let's rewind just a little bit. Alright. Alright, this is a perfect place to add some highlights. So we'll put a couple over here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I think I'm going to leave the ones in the background without a highlight. So let's fast forward to the front. And where else? We do need to put some little mud splotches in the mud. And what else? Probably need to... the grass is looking pretty good now. I did more mud splotches on the ground too. So... lots of mud work to do. And I still feel like this tree at the bottom needs some like shadows. Oh, and I need to make these lines on the trees brighter. But yeah, this picture is close to being finished. Okay, priority color look good. I haven't done any of the control colors, but that's not too big a deal. I can do that. I can do that later. It's easy. Yeah, still the tree and the ground over here, they don't sit well together. I think it's the shadow on the tree. It makes it look like the tree is almost like curved in. So I'll have to fix that. I kind of want to just save this one and move on to the other piece though. So I drew out the outline of this one earlier today, and I kind of want to get started on it. So this will be just a north and south entrance and exit area with the left and the right blocked off. So I'm going to go back to the beginning, because I think the first thing I drew was these bushes. And even though I didn't try to draw them, they looked pretty good, honestly, so I think I'll just keep them as they are. So we'll draw those, we'll fill them in, and I'm filling them in with the priority color white. That way, if your character goes, I guess, behind them, the bush will show up in front of them. So I'll turn off the priority color because I don't want that to happen for anything else. Alright, drew some rocks, some bushes, a tree, some more pine trees, a big rock here. Alright. So what's the easiest way to go about this? Honestly, I don't know where to start. Maybe with the background? Because I still do need to draw those blue tree silhouettes in the back, so that'd be a good place to get started. So I'm going to zoom in real close. I'm going to put some leaves at the top here. I know it looks like lines, but these are leaves, I swear. And I'm trying to make it as what's the word I'm looking for? Unsymmetrical as I can. So it doesn't look like it's human made. You know, it looks natural, of nature. So if we fill in these, all right, that looks decent, I hope. And let's draw some tree trunks and stuff. I'm going to draw a line somewhere near the bottom to kind of simulate the ground level. and it can have a little bit of curves to it, but not too much, because in the background it shouldn't be too wavy. Alright, that looks fine. We'll fill that in. And then we'll just draw the trees from here. Let's see, is the music playing? It says it is. I'm going to turn it up a little bit, see if that helps. Alright, can you hear that better? Or is it too loud? I wouldn't know. Alright, some tree. Whoa! What is that? Like a big. I don't know. Let's I kind of like it. I'm gonna give it a shot real quick. Complete accident, and I'll probably get rid of it because I don't like it anymore. All right, delete, delete. And we'll draw some tree branches. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful trees. Oops. These trees are starting to look all the same, so that's a problem, because I just talked about not having symmetrical looking natural objects. Maybe this one can just be a straight one. Maybe you can like have its branch this way. Yeah, perfectly normal. All right, I like it. Let's fill these in. And if this type of background looks familiar, it's because it was used something similar to this in Space Quest 2. So, with the silhouettes. Welcome, Andrew. It's good to see you. How's your Friday evening going? And let me know about the music. I know it's playing, but I don't know if it's too loud or not. I turned it up a ton. My evening's going well. It's always fun to do a little bit of artwork. Even if things don't always go out well. Ooh, that tree ended up looking quite nice. If you're getting excited about trees, you know, you must lead a pretty boring life like me. That tree is so nice. Okay. Looks good. Let's back up and take a look from the back. These trees are all looking mainly different from each other, so that's good. That's what we want. And let's see. This one would be somewhere like here. This one can be angled. Still no word on if the music is too loud. I feel like this song in particular probably is. But I'll never know unless Well, I guess I will know when I go back and edit the video later. All right, now that the silhouettes are looking good. Hey, welcome everybody into chat. It's good to see you all. How is the audio and music levels? Thank you for the compliment. I am trying to make the artwork look at least somewhat decent. We just nearly finished this piece. It just has a few little bits and pieces left to do. But I wanted to start on another piece, so that's why we are working on this one now. So what's new with everybody? Having a good Friday evening? I already did that line, right? Yeah, perfect. So now I can go back and delete that big long line. I need to draw a big line for this one back here too. What is that thing? Is that like a rock or? Oh, I see. It's the edge of the tree. I've only had one opinion on the music and audio level so far, and that it was just fine, so hopefully that's true, because it feels like it's sometimes too quiet and sometimes too loud. Alright, let's delete those long lines. I no longer need this line at the top. Get rid of that. And this line. I no longer need this line either. Because now we should have... Oh, that doesn't look right. Let's see. Go back. And delete that fill. Alright, everything else should work perfectly now. Perfect. Sorry for all the screaming. Kids are loud people. It's part of why they're fun, though. Alright, good silhouettes in the back. Now, I kind of just want to get the overall grass color in. So I think, just to make things easy on me, and give it some color. Let's see. I think the top of this line should probably be lighter. So we'll add this line here. Yeah, that'll work. No, it won't. Let's get rid of that line. I'll just put this here. And then I think we'll want the dark green probably on the right side. So we'll just start drawing some sharp triangle edges. Probably just end it behind this rock. Perfect, I'm sure. So that'll all just be that. Well, I think maybe right in the middle we'll have a splotch of grass that's not as dark. Well, I might have to call it tonight because it sounds like crazy things are happening. So I appreciate everybody coming in to watch. Have a good night.